أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Indeed, the Muslim men and the Muslim women, the believing men and the believing women, the obedient men and obedient women, the truthful men and the truthful women, the patient men and the patient women, the humble men and the humble women, the charitable men and the charitable women, the fasting men and the fasting women, the men who guard their private parts and the women who do so, the men who remember Allah often and the women who do so. For them, Allah has prepared forgiveness and a great reward. Our quote is from Quran chapter 33, verse 36. May Allah help us to live by the tenets of the Quran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You're welcome to another episode of the Cover Up Show. I am Rahmat Wasim. Cover Up Show is designed to demystify the personality of the Muslim woman, giving her voice and celebrating her. Since the beginning of Cover Up, we've tried to understand something to demystify the personality of the Muslim woman. One of the huge things surrounding the Muslim woman is her rights. There's been a series of conversations. We've even had discussions here in this very studio to understand the various rights that has been enshrined in the Holy Quran to the Muslim woman. Now we know the rights. Yes, she's had her rights over 1,400 years ago. But how is she living her rights in this 21st century, given all the peculiarities of her faith and how she practices it? Today we're looking at a continuation on the dilemma of the Muslim woman in living her rights. As I mentioned earlier, we've understood the rights of the Muslim woman. The Muslim woman is a powerful woman. She's so important to the faith of Islam. She is an integral part in ensuring that Allah's kingdom on earth achieves its purpose. She was created as a partner, and in her role, all the necessary things that she needs in order for her to fulfill her role has been granted and enshrined in the glorious Quran. But what do we see? In 21st century, we hear news that Saudi is now allowing women to drive. You hear other news from other places and you wonder, does she really have rights? And is she living her rights? We are having this conversation with our guest, our lawyer friend and sister, Hajia Ummuh Zakari. She's with the state attorney. Hajia, welcome.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on the Cover Up Show to talk about such an important conversation. As I introduced the program rightly, we have looked at the rights. Yes, the Muslim woman is like I said, is a powerful woman. She's an institution on her own. Based on an interview that I had with Sheikh Bagaya, he described the rights of the Muslim woman as a given. She is the right herself. Can I have your initial thoughts on when we say the rights of the Muslim woman? What comes into your mind?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Just as you said, the Muslim woman is right herself. It's the rights. And in your introduction, you made mention of the fact that the Muslim woman had already been given her rights 14 centuries ago. But the question is she living her rights? In the first place, what is the Muslim woman's rights? Right is something that somebody claims to have. It's about liberty or freedom that one has. So when we say the Muslim woman's rights, will mean that she have the liberty and the freedom or claim to do things for herself and then to ask that things should be done the way she wants. Basically, that's what right entails. And this right comes with the responsibility and a duty. Because of the role that she has to play, yes. She has been given some rights and an authority has been given her so that she can best... The rights actually comes with the authority
to do those things. Okay. But contraries, sometimes, as I rightly said earlier, like we heard this funny story that they are now allowing women to drive. And even within our jurisdiction as Ghanaians, some homes, we still have challenge with sending the girl child to school.
Is it denial? Would you say this one is a denial of rights, or someone is just trying to be irresponsible, or there's no knowledge out there?
The question is, does the Muslim woman has that knowledge? Just as you said, she's being denied of going to school. In Ghana, alhamdulillah, this used to be the case. But now we have more Muslim women in various sectors of the Ghanaian economy. Despite that fact, we still have some women, some children being, especially the female child, being denied of her right to education just because she's sent into marriage when she's not yet of marital age. So these are some of the problems. If somebody does not have the knowledge, how can that person even know his rights and then claim those rights? So when we talk about knowledge, now we have more Muslim children or ladies going to school having the knowledge. But the question one asks is, does she have the right Islamic knowledge? The Muslim woman derives her right from the Quran and the Hadith. But if she does not know the Quran and the Hadith, how is she going to claim this right? So this is where we are lacking. Whether it was intentionally designed by our men
or the society.
In fact, even in the society, you know, we used to have a situation when a girl goes to Arabic school, Islamic school, and then after some surahs, they say she has enough to pray with. Yes,
enough that like, you don't need to.
You don't need to. No. When you get to Sabi is enough for you to do your prayers.
No.
So if the Muslim woman does not have the right to go into the Sharia in depth to know her rights, how is she going to claim it? Alhamdulillah, now we have Muslim women. Some are ulamas themselves, and they are teaching this right. If you leave our life in the hands of only men, they interpret the Quran according to their understanding. And
it's not just like leave it in the hands of only men. When you leave anything in the hands of another person, anything that belongs to you in the hands, their care or their understanding, how the person will interpret it, is totally different from how you understand and appreciate the same thing.
To buttress this point is the fact that during the lifetime of the Prophet, there are situations where he consults his wives, consults other women, because there are issues that especially affects women. Even though there are situations where he even consulted women on issues that are not related to women, but there are general issues in relation to economic, politics, and other things. So you now see the importance of women being involved in our community to be able to
develop
it. In fact, there was this man who once said that in the 11th century, the fall of Islam started when women were pushed back to their homes to stop going.
I read something about this. They are the hands, they are the cradle.
I said, how can you leave 50% of your population
more than 50%
and say that they shouldn't go to school? They shouldn't have knowledge.
Aside that, they are the ones nurturing you from infancy. So you said they learn to a certain point, and when they end there, that is what the person
so she knows enough to pray.
So enough to teach the ones coming in.
But yes,
chicken and egg. So who will come first?
This is what has affected all of us, both men and female, male and female, because the mother is the first step of learning. If she has nowadays, look at the children who have been able to memorize Quran. You ask them and they will tell you it's the mother.
Sure.
So now we all know the need for education for all sexes. Just as the Prophet said, it's mandatory on both men and women. Yes.
No discrimination.
No discrimination.
We pause here.
We hope you have enjoyed this. Like, comment, and share our videos. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and remember to hit on the notification bell below for more updates. Thank you. Welcome back, and Jazakumullah for joining us again on the Cover Up Show, the show designed to demystify the personality of the Muslim woman, giving her voice and celebrating us. If you're just joining us, we'll be looking at the dilemma of the Muslim woman in trying to live her rights. We've understood what the rights are, where we derive our rights from, the importance of the Muslim woman, the integral role that she plays in fulfilling Allah's command here on earth. We've been doing that with
lawyer Ummuh Zakari, who is a state attorney. Lawyer, we've looked at the rights, we've understood, we even tried to even link it to education. For you to be able to assess something, you need to know it is there. You need to know how it works. So the education of the Muslim woman is no something not to be toyed with, and it's even been addressed in the Hadith and the Quran and everything. Like, knowledge shouldn't be sort of you shouldn't benefit because you're male or female. So long as you're a human being, you're entitled to a right to education. But we find ourselves here in Ghana as a Muslim woman. If I want to live my rights, what are some of the things that can ensure? Because for you to live your rights and enjoy, it should be right. And that's why you want to enjoy your rights. It should be regulated. Yes. Because my friend said that your rights, my rights start at where your own begin, yours ends. So it should be regulated. Regulated so that it doesn't get abused, and at the same time I also get what my due is. So here in this country, how do I live my rights?
In Ghana, we have various laws that regulate the society in general. We have laws like the first law we have is the Constitution of 1992, which is the current constitution we have. In the constitution, there are other sources of law like acts passed by parliament, customary laws, common law, and then judicial decisions. In these laws, you find certain aspects of it that actually regulates the life of women in general and the Muslim woman in particular. We have laws like let me even add, because now Muslims are into it, the ordinance marriage law. Most Muslim women marriages. Then we have the customary.
That is the one man, one wife law.
Then we have the customary marriage law. We have the spousal property law. I don't know whether it has been passed. It was in the process. I think it was a bill. I'm yet to confirm whether it has been passed, which regulate properties acquired during the marriage. We have the PNDC law, one which is also going through amendments. That one also regulates the inheritance of women in general. Then the Muslim one has one particular one. That's the Muhammadan law, which is the law that regulates marriage of Muslims. This law, unfortunately, is not even known by the Muslims, and very few legal practitioners even know about the process of registration of the Muslim laws according to the law.
That one focuses only on the marriage.
On the marriage and in inheritance. Yes. Okay. Yes, and that I think it was even repealed. The section for inheritance was repealed by PNDC law 11.
Okay.
Which says that when one dies, so that's having a will that's intestate, then his property would automatically be shared according to the PNDC law.
Okay, but someone also said that no Muslim dies intestate because your law has already been written. Your will has already been written.
That is the Islamic perception. So initially with the Muhammadan law, if you register your marriage under that law, then automatically your inheritance will be shared according to the Islamic law.
Okay.
But when PNDC law was passed, it repealed that section.
So now you have to have a written will.
A will, yes.
Okay.
Because of the problems faced by this law, the Muhammadan law, then the Muslim, to the extent that these problems resulted in Muslims not being able to register their marriage according to the Islamic law. So some have resorted to registering their marriage under the ordinance or the customary.
I thought it was because from a little interviews or conversation that I had, it was more like when they wanted to travel, they needed to register their marriage, and the countries that they were going into, they didn't really understand I even have a problem with the name Muhammadan law.
Yes. In fact, in that law,
Muhammadan law,
we don't even have the
ordinance.
forms. If you go to the Registrar General's office right now, you will never find any form to fill.
To register your marriage under it.
And the few attempts by Muslims who thought that they had registered their marriage under the Muhammadan law. Yeah. Later, judicial decision actually invalidated those marriages because of some of the conditions in the law that you are supposed to register your marriage within a week. Yes, and then there should be the registrar, and we don't even have the registrar. So there were certain conditions in the law that
fundamental that make
even
valid.
Practicalizing it or even enforcing that law very difficult. And in this, because of this, there is currently a bill before Parliament.
Okay.
I don't know the last time it went and came back. I don't know whether it has come back. It's called the Muslim Marriage and Divorce Bill 2017.
Very current.
Yes, very current. This is to replace the Muhammadan law.
I like this name.
The name because Muslims have problem with the law. The name even of we are not Muhammadans, we are Muslims. So, but you will understand because that law was enacted in 1907 or 09.
Oh, okay. The knowledge was that
by the colonial masters. So you could see that that time that's what they see.
Yeah, understood. Yes. The religion.
And in this law, in this bill, it seeks to rectify some of the problems in the existing law.
Talking of problems, you see, we've had series of discussions on polygamy, and I think that is where most Muslim women have issues. Does the law address polygamy?
Yes. Section 12 discusses the issue of second marriage
and actually properly regulates it
in a way.
Okay.
If I may be permitted to read what the section.
Sure.
The heading is consent for second and subsequent marriages.
Okay.
A Muslim man who decides to contract another marriage during the subsistence of a current marriage or marriages must first obtain the written consent of the unit attached to a licensed place of marriage.
Okay.
So he needs to seek a written consent of the unit, that's the registration
where he had the first one.
Yes, and then we are assumed to have those units and the imam is there. The imam had gone through a discussion with his wives, knows their lifestyle and knows this is somebody who is capable of handling a second one. These are some of the issues the registrar or the imam in charge of the unit will look at before a written consent will be given. Yes. For the second, and look at the requirements for the grant of the consent.
There are requirements.
Yes, that section 13. It says section 13(1). In applying for consent under section 12, the applicant must demonstrate that A, the applicant has informed the wife or wives about the marriage. You know, it's an Islamic requirement that the man is supposed to tell his wife about it, but not to ask for her consent. Yeah, and this is currently lacking. Most men will not even tell their wives. We are currently facing secret marriages in our community. And then the second one is B. The applicant is capable of treating the wives with equal justice. I wonder how
the what?
Equal justice is
capable. Is capable. How does he demonstrate that
of the
one?
Issues maybe we have to. And then you look at his character. If his previous character shows this is a man of his
best witness to give you that testimony is the
so
best
definitely
wife.
The imam will have a chat with the wife. Maybe this is a marriage where the wife had all gone to complain to the imam, where the man has taken loans from her, he has never paid, he doesn't pay school fees and the rest.
Some people are owing
dowries. These are all issues. So if the imam is aware of this, definitely he will know that this is a man who cannot is not capable of
having additional.
Yes. And then the third one is the applicant has the resources to adequately support the wives.
Your budget should be enough.
You know, it's a mandatory. It's actually, I think, the providing for the wife is more compulsory than adding another wife. In Islam, it's a compulsory requirement that you should be able to
take care of your wife and your children.
But having a second wife, it's just a sunnah. So it's not compulsory. Nobody is asking you. It's not an injunction.
That's
but taking care of your children and your
okay.
wife is mandatory on you. And the fourth one is the children of the marriage, if any, have been and will be adequately provided for. You should have work.
You can't not be paying school fees, not taking care of your children.
Yeah.
And so you're going to bring other ones in.
I think there is hope, even though in the initial stages we may be having problems with this. But as time goes on, I think
it addresses
some of the concerns of
but
Muslim
what
women.
if like you said, the secret marriage that goes on? Then what happens to the act or that marriage that comes in?
Yes, these are some of the issues. So you may have to take up with
the imam that's registered the second wife, the second marriage.
This act is telling you that you can't even have a secret marriage, because if that secret marriage is supposed to be officiated by an imam, the imam we haven't gone through the act, but there's a section that prior to marriages, certain condition must be fulfilled. So all
that brings me to mind, because when you look at zongos and where are the structures?
In fact, this act even is supporting the view that we should have community mosque or officiating places for marriage, where the couples, at least they are known by the imam. So that you don't just get up and walk all the way to Tamale
and go and get married.
And we
are in Accra, we don't know what is happening.
Because even if you are in Tamale and the wife is in Kumasi, and you are going to, normally we go to the woman's, and you decide, at least there should be some background check on you if you have a second wife and all those things. And I think
people cannot be hiding and manipulating others.
Yes. And I think if with the current system of our registration, the moment it's registered or it's entered into the registry that you are married, it will be in the system. At Registrar General, it will be in the system. So it's just a search that will tell that this man is
already a registered property.
So unless you don't register your first wife, so you see, these are some of the things. So I think
it's good to know that it's been regulated in a way. Lawyer Ummuh Zakari, we are grateful that you joined us to address these issues and helping the Muslim woman to live her rights. And I hope this thing, when are they going to share for everybody to have an input into it? Because I've never heard, I only knew of the Mohammedan law a little bit. I've never cited it, but are they going to?
I think this is one of the ways we can make our voice heard.
Cover up. We heard it here first.
So maybe let's have a copy of it and let's discuss it. It has already gone to Parliament, but we can still send our inputs. So it's important that we get copies and then make our inputs.
Hajia, your final thoughts. Living her rights.
Living her rights.
The dilemma of a Muslim woman.
There is an hadith. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that help your brother when he's being oppressed and then when he's the oppressor. And one of the people asked the prophet, how do I help him when he's the oppressor? He said, help by preventing him from oppressing. So it's now incumbent on us as Muslims to try to have a regulation in order to protect the rights of the Muslim woman. That right that has been enshrined in the Quran, that has been given to the Muslim woman long time ago, 1400 centuries. Let's together as Muslim community help the Muslim woman to know her rights, and in fact help her to ensure those rights
and live it without feeling guilty.
And we have been told in the Quran that we are the best ummah.
Mashallah, you said it very well. Lawyer Ummuh Zakari, State Attorney, we are grateful for joining us once again here. We'll be bringing you come and read like that, speaker. You come back again. Thank you so much for availing yourself on such a short notice. She said it all. You can help two people, the oppressed and the oppressor, most especially by making sure that the oppressor doesn't get the opportunity to oppress. As a friend will say, you can't continue to leave the rights of another person in the hands of another one. For so long as the rights of the Muslim woman continue to be a mere responsibility of another person, she cannot enjoy her rights. She can't live her rights. It can't be the whims and caprices of another person. It should be something that is regulated, something that she can enjoy without feeling guilty as offending somebody. Let us help each other by regulating ourselves, and has been captured beautifully by our guests. We hope you have enjoyed this. Like, comment, and share our videos. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and remember to hit on the notification bell below for more updates. Thank you.